that I said Chaz McCormick was a bad leadoff hitter. I'm just going to throw it out there. Really? Really, Brett? You're going to look at one game, 4 at-bats, and say that's a sample size. But overall, he had a great game. He had a leadoff hitter.
You said that.
He had a leadoff home run. I know. I'm just kind of throwing this off because I know you're going to throw this in my face later. But Cristian Javier, he kind of had some ups and downs, but this was his first start in a while, and there's so much to discuss about on this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. We hope that you find me on Twitter. My name is Eric Talkstros. I can't think what I'm trying to say right now. You can find my co-host Brett at H-Town Wheelhouse. And Brett, I'm just so excited because that game was a little bit nerve-wracking at the end, and it was just like with everything good that happened there. Wouldn't it be just like Stanek just to come in and just blow it all up? Pew! But unfortunately, it was it didn't happen like that. So I know I already kind of introduced you, but where can they find you at?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter and Instagram, and Astros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive. I don't slander Chaz McCormick as a leadoff hitter. Always Stros.
I don't either. I said that none of the guys are a prototypical leadoff hitter. That's exactly what I said. And we'll see what happens down the road. But this was a great game. I know that Chaz McCormick, this was his first leadoff home run. This was the first home run he's hit in the first inning in his career. And so it was
the first home run of the season.
First home run season. He's only got like 14 home runs in his career. So this was a big blast. I mean, it was the first pitch, and it looked like he came out. He's like, you know what? I'm going to come out and be my best George Springer I can be and just go out there and hit a home run. And he hit it. It was a no-doubter. It was a great pitch. And he looked like he had I know he had that hit earlier, but he looked under control today. Some days he looks like he's under control. The other day, he looked like he was taking some wild swings. So Chaz McCormick, he played great on defense today. He played great overall. And you know what?
He robbed a home run from Corey Seager, if I'm not correct. I mean,
right. Right. So this Mother's Day, maybe Chaz McCormick needs to give his mom something special that she'll treasure forever with fine jewelry from BlueNile.com. And Locked On Sports listeners will get $50 off $500. Use the code Locked On at checkout. And let's go ahead and thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Where it's on YouTube, keep on subscribing. Make sure you go and give us a like, and go ahead and listen to us on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Keep on listening. Brett, so what are your thoughts overall with today's game?
Well, I love the fact that I made a lineup card for Twitter for the whole world to see, and then Dusty Baker changed his mind the last minute and put Kyle Tucker in. He's like, wait, hold on. Yuli's sitting. Wait, hold on. Man, who put that up there? I had Kyle Tucker in there. What are we doing, Jose Siri? And so he put Kyle Tucker in there, and Kyle Tucker, he was 1 for 4, but his one hit garnered 3 of those runs. That right there is the difference in the game offensively. Kyle Tucker swinging a hot bat still. He looks good at the plate. When he got that double, you saw him look back at the dugout, and he was just like, man, it was a hanging slider, and he took advantage of it. The very first pitch he swung at, I questioned because it was very low, and the pitcher, I think Otto is who it was not hitting the zone. He was actually going really, really low on him in the strike zone. So when Kyle Tucker got that pitch, it was an absolute meatball, and he slugged it into left center field. He went opposite field with it. It was great to see that. I love to see Cristian Javier go in there because Cristian Javier got into some trouble. His defense bailed him out. And that's what a team win is, and that's what a team win looks like in baseball. And, here's the deal. Chaz McCormick has been swinging the bat better and better. When he does swing and miss, when he is overmatched at the plate, it's obvious, and I think it's just because of his swing path. I don't think he's a bad hitter. I mean, right now he's hitting 280, Eric. He went 2 for 5 today with that leadoff home run. You know what I loved about it? It was the first pitch of the game. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to take pitches. We're going to see
Right.
pitches. I'm going to let my guys. He saw a pitch he liked, and he hit it. And that's what you need out of leadoff spot. Whether it's Siri, McCormick, Bregman, Altuve, no matter who it is, they need to be aggressive. And with a pitcher like Otto, you can do that because he's not your elite guy going out there on the mound. He's not going to throw some trickery out there to throw you off. So I really thought this was a complete game from the pitching side. I still think we need to score more than 4 runs. I still think we've got a lot more to do. Offensively, we can do more. But pitching-wise, I thought this was a superb game from beginning to end, even when Stanek was causing panic.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You like that?
That kind of goes away from the whole National League. I guess we're all having to DH anymore. But remember, the leadoff hitter when we played in National League was supposed to take pitchers to kind of give the pitcher time to do that. And I know Jose Altuve is very aggressive, but he's trying to teach himself to kind of take some pitches, to try to see some pitches and make the pitchers work. But you're saying that the leadoff hitter should be aggressive, but I think that Jose Altuve is trying to be a little bit less aggressive. That's why he would rather bat deeper in the lineup so he can be aggressive. But
well, right. But I think so let me rephrase, I guess, my thought process here. With a pitcher like Otto, you're aggressive. With a pitcher like Scherzer, with a pitcher like Kershaw, with a pitcher like Garrett Cole, you take pitches because you want to see where his stuff is going, what he's throwing, what it looks like. This is the Rangers, okay? They don't have 5-star starting pitchers. They just don't. And so I think you take advantage of the lesser matchup in swinging early in a situation like this. I think swinging aggressive as a leadoff hitter is a situational thing. It's pitcher to pitcher, game to game if you do that. And it worked out here. I thought it was the right move. And I mean, of course, we're saying that obviously for the home run, but if you're aggressive on a pitcher that's not great or not elite, more than likely he's trying to get that first strike over the plate. He's trying to get started on the right foot. So that first pitch is going to be served up nice for you.
how about all the left-handers in the lineup tonight? This was something that Dusty Baker has not done in a while, and he actually had left-handers batting back to back. What's going on, Dusty? I mean, what happened to right, left?
See, everybody says that, and I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't know that. I mean, has he said that publicly, or does he just do that and everybody assumes that?
No, he does. No, he's come out and said he likes to do the right left.
He has.
No,
Yeah.
the reason why they did it is Otto struggles against the left-handed hitters, and that's why he went ahead and put Kyle Tucker back in the lineup because they saw that. I guess they did some analytics, and he was like, you know what, we were gonna give Kyle Tucker a day off, but let's go ahead and give him a day off on Thursday, and let's go ahead and put his bat in the lineup, and it paid off. It really paid off.
It did. And, here's the thing, too. It had to go into consideration. Okay, I'm sitting Yuli and Tucker both at the same time. Tucker is really the guy that's really kind of got the hot hand lately. And, I believe it was Tucker's last AB where he lined out, his expected batting average and his regular season average are coming closer and closer together. And that's what you want to see. You want to see his average go up and get closer to his expected batting average. You don't want such a chasm like there is right now. There was a pitch tonight, Eric.
Yeah, I saw this on AT&T Sportsnet, and I took a picture of it. But his expected batting average so far was 303 on the season. His current batting average at the time was 182. His expected slugging percentage was 621. His current slugging percentage is 317. The difference is a big difference, and it's whether you call it luck, bad luck or just whatever's going on. But we know from experience that he gets out of it. And you know that eventually those hard hits, the exit velocity, it's going to overcome whatever crap is happening to Kyle Tucker, because he is a great hitter. We saw what he did in the final months of the season. He went on to dominate the American League. So I'm not worried about this guy. This guy's going to probably make a lot of money, and he'll be able to afford something from Blue Nile.
Yeah, Blue Nile has got these amazing gifts for your mom. And you're not just going to go out and get some like dime store ring for your mom. You want the best. You want subtle elegance. You want a piece that's a statement piece. You want to shop high quality classic diamond earrings, elegant tennis bracelets. Looking for fine jewelry, you need to go to BlueNile.com. They have experts on hand 24/7 via phone or chat to help you find the memorable gift for every budget, not just the richest people's budget, everybody's budget, just working class people like you and me. Mark Mother's Day with something enduring, classic diamond studded earrings, elegant tennis bracelets. Celebrating women in your life can be special with BlueNile.com, and you can easily navigate thousands of fine jewelry options at any price point. This Mother's Day, give mom something she'll treasure forever with fine jewelry from BlueNile.com. And Locked On Astros listeners get 50% off $500. This podcast exclusive is only good through Mother's Day. So act now. Use the code Locked On. That's code Locked On. Plus, every order is insured, ships free, and arrives in discreet packaging that won't give away what's inside. Shop stress-free and find your forever piece. Go to BlueNile.com today.
All right. Speaking of making the Locked On Astros podcast your first listen, why don't you go check out the Locked On Now podcast? They do a great job of putting all our nows together. Like Brett's gonna do this now afterwards, where he's like pretending like he's not looking at the camera. Then he looks at the camera and said, "Oh, I didn't see you. The Astros won," or something like that. But they do this across baseball, and this is a great way to just keep up with all the teams, what's going on around this great sport of baseball. So check out the Locked On Now podcast and tell them that the Locked On Astros podcast sent you. So anyway, let's go and get back to this game. And you know what I love about this game and what's going on is Alex Bregman is getting walks.
Yeah,
That's something we didn't see a lot last year. I think that the walks, he's leading Astros definitely with walks this year, and he had 2 walks today. Alvarez had 2 walks, but it just looks like they're kind of they're pitching very hesitantly to him. His OPS is 851 at the moment. Alvarez, even though his batting average is still 234, which is not terrible, it's not great. His OPS is 865. So you see the guys starting to creep up a little bit. Tucker's batting average is still 179, and his OPS is 575. But we see it slowly creeping up. I'm not worried about these guys. Eventually, once everybody's clicking and once April is over, once May clicks and May flowers start to grow, I think that we'll see a different Kyle Tucker, and he's going to start dominating.
Well, I think we've already started to see it. I'll be real
I know.
honest with you. I mean, look at them now. Screw May. We're in April, and we've still got a few days left of this month. And so I say Kyle Tucker, make the best of it. Now, more than likely tomorrow, someone like Yordan Alvarez is probably going to rest because it's a day game. Kyle Tucker, he may rest him. I don't know.
No, but Tucker is resting tomorrow.
Okay. So I would say expect Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker to rest because of the turf out there. Apparently the turf's terrible on like Michael Brantley's knees.
Yeah.
It sounds like the turf is terrible, period, in this story. Like they can't get anything right with this stadium. I don't know. Like this stadium just looks weird to me. Maybe it's because it's empty. Maybe it's because I watch people stuffing their face with burgers behind home plate or looking at their phones and laughing in their business attire. It's really annoying to see the people sitting behind home plate. Like it's extremely distracting as a viewer.
Kyle Tucker in his last, I'm doing the math. In his last 5 games is batting 389. Sorry, 380 in his last
Yeah,
5
I'm
games
telling you, he's hot right now. He is
with 7
absolutely
RBIs.
he's absolutely on fire. And that is a far cry from where he was just a few days ago. And you could see the frustration on his face. But one thing you have to give credit to, and if you don't see this, you're not really paying attention. He is playing better. He's playing with just more of a relaxed bravado around him. He at times looked tight, frustrated. He hasn't slammed his bat as much this year as he used to, but you can tell when he's in a pinch, when he's in a bind, because he knows those baseballs are supposed to be landing places other than someone's glove. So it's great to see Kyle Tucker loosen up. It's great to see Yordan Alvarez take advantage of being in the field, Eric, and doing good things. He got on base all 4 times today. He had 2 walks and he had 2 hits. He didn't hit any bombs today, but he did what he needed to do. He got on base. So walks again are a big thing. And because the Astros right now are still minus, I think they're -8, or maybe they went down -7. I'm not sure. But on their run differential, they're still negative.
Right.
And that's going to slowly go away if they keep winning ball games.
Yeah, so let's talk about Cristian Javier. This was his first
Yes.
start in a while, and
Love it.
it looked like he was in some trouble. And I think that it was either Callis or Jeff Blum made a comment like, "Oh, it looks like Dusty Baker is staring at the scoreboard, looking at the pitch count rise because he's not stretched out." And so I think everybody's a little concerned there. But to his credit, Cristian Javier stayed in for 5 innings and he looked good at times. He struggled at times. He gave up that home run, and then the defense, like you said, got out of it. But overall, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. He had 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He wasn't Superman like we've seen in the bullpen. But when you go through maybe I don't know if he went through a third time, but when you see the players a little bit more, they're going to see your pitches a little bit more. So that's why they're going to get used to it a little bit more. But overall, Cristian Javier had 84 pitches, 48 of them strikes. He did what he needed to do, and he saved the bullpen because that Dusty Baker, once he kind of wobbled a little bit in the second inning or third inning, whichever one it was, Dusty Baker was probably like, "Oh crap, we're gonna have another
Well,
bullpen game."
do you remember what saved him in that inning? Do you remember the play that saved him?
What was it?
It was the Chaz McCormick catch.
Oh yeah, and don't forget I think it was also Yordan Alvarez throwing out somebody
Oh
at home
no.
plate.
Okay, no. Okay, no. I got 2 different things mixed up. Yes, it was Yordan Alvarez throwing the ball into home plate.
Right.
And yeah, no, I'm sorry. I got 2 different things mixed up there. Yes, that was Yordan Alvarez being out in the field and throwing a guy out at home. Willie Calhoun, I believe it was, wasn't it?
I believe I don't
Yeah, I
know
mean,
off the top of my head,
that
but yeah.
was phenomenal. Sorry, I wasn't watching the game earlier because I was at my son's basketball practice, so that's why I'm sitting here trying to remember all these things at one time. But Yordan Alvarez getting that out was huge. It was massive for this team. They need stuff like that. And Yordan Alvarez, everybody's like, "Oh, he's just a bat. He doesn't have a great glove." The more he does things like that, Eric, the more valid it becomes and important for him to be in left field when he's able to play in the field, because he is such a better player all around when he is got his feet on the diamond the entire game.
I just wish he would do a Dikembe Mutombo, not in my house, not in my house. When he
No,
like
no, no. You mean no, no, no? That's what the kid him somebody. No, no, no. Yeah, I don't. But he doesn't even have that kind of voice. He rarely talks. He doesn't even really talk that much.
I know.
Um,
Yeah,
but
but Cristian Javier in 2 outs, he walked that runner. Then they had us caught stealing, but they overturned it. Then a walk, a single, and then the Rangers scored 2 runs, and they had a 2-run lead in that third inning. But then the relay throw to Martin Maldonado saved the Astros from giving up more runs. So Alvarez was one of the players of the game. Chaz McCormick was another player of the game. But you have to give it to King Tuck, because if it wasn't for that 3-run double there, the
Oh yeah.
Astros would still be down 2-0. I
No,
mean,
yeah,
two to
and that
one. Sorry.
was the right, and that was the, as I said earlier, that was the difference maker. So here it is. Cole Calhoun singled on a sharp line drive to left fielder Jordan Alvarez. Jonah Heim was out at home on the throw. It was Jonah Heim. It was
Yeah.
not Cole Calhoun. The reason why I thought that is when I was looking through the plays, I saw Cole Calhoun's face on there. He was the one that hit the single. Jonah Heim was the one coming home, and Castro got him. So that was, and then Castro got him there, and then Brad Miller went to second, but that was the third out. So that right there, if he doesn't get out of that inning, Eric, and that run scores, he possibly goes into 35, 40 pitches, and Javier probably leaves the mound early, and the whole trajectory of that game completely goes off the rails and possibly in the Rangers' favor.
Well, you were talking about Globe Life Field earlier, and you want to know an interesting statistic? The Rangers have lost 7 of 9 games at Globe Life Field this year. So, you
Really?
know what? I Bet Online would bet on the Astros winning
Winning.
in today's game, because the Rangers can't seem to find a way to do that. So let's talk about Bet Online.
BetOnline.net is your number one source for all your betting stats and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, league reviews, and news, including this year's basketball playoffs and the start of the Major League Baseball season. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering information, from live betting to playoffs, esports, and more. So head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. The NFL draft is coming up this weekend. Check that out. Maybe there's props and odds on who will go where. Will the Texans get this Hutchings kid and move up and make a huge impact? And will this kid be the next J.J. Watt? Well, betonline.net has all your sources for that. BetOnline, where the game starts.
All righty. So speaking of betting, I like this little quote right here, and he said that, did you see the article about how the MLB teams were ranked based on homegrown talent, and the Astros were number 1?
Yep.
So would we consider doing a show on a farm system? That may
We
be
well
good.
we have done several interviews with farmhands. We did a deep dive with Jeremy Pena. We've talked to Joe Perez, Sean Dubin, Jimmy Endersby, Joe Record. We have a interview coming up that we did with Jonathan Sprinkle here over the weekend. We've got Astros player development, Dickie Thon's son, coming on. We've also got Jordan Brewer coming up soon from the Asheville Tourist. And we've got Sean Dubin coming back to the show. So we will have several farm hands on the show talking about that. I do want to try to get a pitching coach or the manager for the Space Cowboys on, but those coaches are typically tougher to get than others. So we'll keep working that. Doing a show specifically on the farm system, maybe we can bring in our Locked On Prospects guy and see what we can do maybe one day, but we will try to keep you up to date throughout the season. We'll pick a night, Eric, and we'll maybe throw out some scores and stuff like that. And we'll try to keep you guys up maybe once a week to add some things in there.
Well, the reason I brought that up is I was just about to bring up Hunter Brown, and Hunter Brown had a great game for the AAA Sugarland Space Cowboys. I got to make sure I say it right. But he pitched, he struck out 7 batters in 4 1/3 innings, and they did lose, and his fastball topped out at 99.7 miles per hour. And he has 22 strikeouts in his last 14 1/3 innings. So this dude is showing that he may be ready at some point this season, if not if not now. So the future is bright for the Astros. Yeah, you may not have those big, sexy names like some of these other teams, but if you look at JJ Adams, the shortstop for the
JJ Abrams.
Abrams, yeah, I keep on getting him and the movie producer confused, but yeah, the guy who
JJ Abrams.
Yeah, same name.
Yes, same name.
Shut up. But anyway, so he's struggling a little bit with the Padres, and he was like a can't miss prospect. And I mean, he's
Well,
not getting a lot of playing time
but
either.
see, but see, they're prospects. They're prospects. Y'all got to remember that. I mean, we've got to remember this. They have not proven a darn thing. They haven't had a chance to fail. I
Right.
mean, I remember when Bregman came up, he was like 26-0 his first 26 at bats. People forget Nolan Ryan in the late 60s before he was a part of that Miracle Mets team. His first year in the pros, he got sent back down because his ERA was like 27. I mean, these guys go up and down. Not everybody's going to Mike Trout the thing. Not everybody's going to Carlos Correa or George Springer the
Actually,
thing. I'm just saying, Mike.
Mike Trout struggled first. He
Well,
got sent
yeah.
down.
Well, yeah, he got sent down, but I'm saying like once he came back up, everybody has kind of forgotten about that. These guys are going to struggle. Jeremy Pena right now is struggling at the plate. Jeremy Pena is not having good. His last good at bat was that walk-off home run, really, and he's struggling right now. His glove, it has been a little shaky this week. You know, he's muffed some routine ground balls, but does that mean he's not going to be a superstar? Not at all. And now Hunter Brown, I still think he needs several more outings. I think he needs to make sure that his control is there. I don't see any reason to call up Hunter Brown before September. Or a playoff run. There's no reason to bring him up now. Our pitching staff is not terrible. Our pitching staff is not in shambles. And Jake Odorizzi just became the secret weapon for this 33 game stand in these next 34 days.
Oh yeah, somebody asked, how long are we going to stay in this 6-man rotation? I believe that you may see Cristian Javier make maybe 2 more starts, and then that may be it. So we'll see. It depends on how many times they actually need him. I know there are a few off days, but he may make 2, 3 more starts. But let's go back to Jake Odorizzi, because he had some interesting comments about how he channeled himself for the start.
Okay.
And you know that Billy Chappell from what was that movie? Perfect Game
Perfect Game, yes.
Yeah, so he was just like, he had to clear the mechanism, and so he just was able to just channel, like clear everything and throw the pitches. So they asked him, well, what did you do to pitch well? He said, well, it's being an a-hole, I guess is the best way to put it. Instead of trying to, just finesse and feel bad about yourself, it's just like, no, now is not the time. I went through a lot of things in my head in between this start and last. I wasn't going to let it happen again and just get back on the right track. So he basically said, no, I'm going to be a-hole and I'm not going to suck anymore. We're going to do better. We're going to pitch our butt off and we're going to be a-holes. So he basically just went out there.
He channeled his inner a-hole.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. And, I guess that's good. He's got to have a thick skin because he probably knows that all of Houston or Houston Astros Nation.
Oh, it's for the love of the game, by the way.
Okay, yeah, for the love of the game. He threw it. Didn't he throw a perfect game in that? Yeah, that's what it was. He threw a perfect game for the love of the game. Someone asked us about Jose Altuve's recovery. He was running the bases today.
I'm not done. What? I'm not done with
Oh man, you're not done with Odorizzi?
No. He said, my confidence is back. Execution was much better. I just got tired of pitching like crap. I think the big thing today was attacking, force swings, also execute different speeds in different zones. So I tried to utilize the whole strike zone today and mix the best I could. So we had a really good game plan, but a lot of work went into the start from the previous one. So I guess he didn't put any work into the previous one.
No, that's not what he's saying.
I know.
Look, like I said before, he's a professional. He's not going to be satisfied with bad performances. And that's what we as commentators or fans have to remember. As much as you think that you love this team, and as much as you think you are really upset that your players, that the pros that you cheer for didn't perform, I promise you don't care a tenth what these guys care. You're like, oh, but they get paid millions and they don't care anymore. No, there's a thing called pride. And when you're
Right.
paid a lot of money to do something that only 749 other players are selected to do, you take pride and you go out there and you try to do your best. And it's like Jay Roberts said, if he can believe it, he can achieve it. Simple.
All right. Just to close this out, I love this quote too. Last time I was just trying to nibble, and today it was screw it. We're going to just go pin our ears back and let's pitch. What the heck
Okay.
does pin our ears back
You
mean?
never heard that?
No,
You've never heard that phrase, pin your ears back?
no.
Oh, okay. Have you ever seen when a dog gets aggressive, like a pit bull
Yeah.
or like my Labrador, when he gets aggressive, his
Oh, that's
ears
what that
fly
means. Okay.
back? Yes, pin your ears. But yeah,
Okay.
that's a major.
Cool.
I'm surprised he should have tweeted out the lion with the blood on his mouth like Alex Bregman did, at the beginning of the season. Look, the bottom line is he's on the perfect team to be able to turn things around
Right.
because he's surrounded by guys who have had nothing but success. And even when they haven't had success, they've been able to come out of it. And these pitching coaches are fine. The hitting coaches are fine. We're not firing any coaches. No, it's not. Brent Strom's not here, blah, blah, blah. Look, this team will win more than it loses. This team will be on top of the AL West at the end of the year. Oakland, with the success they're having, I promise you, it is not sustainable over an entire season. It's not. You don't lose that many stars on a team and stay relevant.
But
Oakland's
they've done
enjoying
it
a hot.
before. They've done it before.
What are you talking about? The Moneyball movie
Well, they've done it in the
back in
past.
2000? This team is not going to do this in this division against the Angels or the Mariners or the Astros. They're just not going to. I'm
Okay.
not buying it. I wouldn't even, anyways. Odorizzi, good for him. He needs to be there. He needs to do that. Today we saw amazing relief pitching performances. Matan, Neris, Stanek came in. Dude, Stanek threw 7 pitches, 100+ miles an hour. He was throwing smoke, and at first I thought he was going to hit one of the batters.
A lot of them are balls, though.
They were, but he got the job done. He didn't allow any runs. I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the bench clearing brawl between the Cardinals and
Well,
the was it
well,
with the
the
Mets?
Mets, yeah. Well, the
Wow.
Mets have been hit like 12 to 14 times already this year, and they're pissed off. And Chris Bassett, who's also already come out and
Yeah.
said the Astros are not that bad, and everybody's doing it. And but he came out today and said that that baseball is a joke. They don't care about the players. They don't care about the
I
sport,
saw that.
and that the baseballs they use at the beginning game are not the same that they use in the third inning, or not the same that they use at the end of the game, and it's hard to get a grip on it. And we see that's why we see players getting hit in the face, and the hitters don't understand what's going on, but the pitchers understand that it's hard to find the different grips on it and everything.
No, it
And
is. That's why whenever a pitcher gets a new ball, if they literally look at it, put it in their hands, and they throw it away immediately, that means that ball's crap. I mean, it's like taking glass or putting like a substance that you can't get grip on the ball before, because the balls are supposed to be mudded and they're supposed to be like contoured a little bit and a little coarse, right? So you can get a grip. You cannot grip these baseballs. I mean, the seams on a Major League Baseball are incredibly low. If anybody has ever held a NCAA baseball, a college baseball, I have one from the first LSU game that we saw Alex Bregman playing as a freshman. Eric, the seams are raised. I mean, they're almost speed bumps on the ball.
right.
There's so much ability to get traction and spin on that. And that's something that I think I want to tackle at some point, is talking about this baseball dilemma, because there's a lot to be talked about with this. And let me tell you, runs are also down this year,
Home
Eric.
runs are too.
And one of the things that's constant with these runs being down per game is the pitch comp and the lack of signs that are out there, and signs can't be stolen, and people can't see on a runner on second, can't see what's being pitched. I think that's affecting runs as well. And I think baseball, in the name of technology, is really hurting themselves. And another thing, our friends over in Anaheim, they've got this guy named Mike Trout that we talked about earlier. He is
Mhm.
absolutely murdering baseballs. I don't hear anything about it from Major League Baseball. They can't even market their own best player. He needs to be on a different team in a bigger market, period, in the story. It's criminal that Mike Trout is an Anaheim Angel.
Well, Rob Manfred could take away draft picks from the Astros, but he can't say, Angels, you've got to trade Mike Trout. I don't think that's what can happen.
I'm not saying that, but I'm
But,
just saying it's pretty pathetic that Major League Baseball can't market this guy. It's like this
yeah, I know.
dude's crushing the ball right now.
Subway could for a while there, but anyway. So to answer your question, somebody asked about Jose Altuve. He was running the bases a little bit. I think
Yeah.
he is going to be ready pretty soon. I think that he's able to come off. I don't remember the exact date, but he's able to come off pretty soon. I know that he was hitting on the field, so he's able to come off fairly soon. They're going to be very cautious with him. But Ryan Presley took a live batting practice bullpen recently, but he's eligible to be reactivated on Sunday. But
Sure.
Dusty Baker said he may not be ready. They're not calling it a setback, but they're just saying that he's not making any progress and that he's not quite ready yet. And
Right.
so it's okay. We have Rafael Montero. I'm surprised that Montero, I think he pitched last night, but I'm surprised that Montero didn't come in tonight. But like Jay Roberts said, that Stanek needs to be used a little bit more. But the Astros
He
do
does.
have other option. But once Altuve comes back, once Presley comes back, I think you're going to see a whole different team.
So Jose Altuve's expected return is Friday at the earliest.
That's what I thought.
And this is according to the MLB roster updates. Jake Meyer's expected return is May to June. And then they have Ryan Presley as to be announced. They don't have any definitive date. And of course, you got your other guys that are 60-day IL. Of course, Lance McCullers Jr. is expected mid-season. So that's very vague, but that's also probably day-to-day as well. So
Right.
Jose Altuve will be back soon enough. He's been hitting. He's been running. They just want to make sure there's no need to rush him.
Right.
It's April 27th or April 28th if you're listening on Thursday. So Jose Altuve will be back with this team. And, this team hopefully will have things turned around and be hot when he comes back. And it'll be perfect for him to settle in and not feel like he has to press once he comes back.
All right. So Jake Odorizzi, every time you start, you need to be a total a-hole. Don't talk to anybody. Be like Justin Verlander. Just kind of ignore everybody. I'm not saying that he's a-hole. I'm just saying,
Wow.
saying
Oh,
ignore everybody.
You're digging a hole there, buddy.
Anyway,
It's been nice knowing you, Eric.
that's all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. We'll be back with another episode following tomorrow's game, and go Stros, and hopefully we'll get a third victory in Arlington, and we'll talk to you later. Go Stros.